Oh shit. Sorry, I didn't notice you were standing there. Today we're gonna discuss about film genre. Specifically, we're gonna talk about fantasy film. The reason we picked fantasy film because it's very popular and so we have something to talk about. Since the dawn of film or moving picture for you old folks out there, we always try to bring an element of fantasy or fiction into reality. Some of the earliest example that you can see is A Trip to the Moon. And some recent example is every fucking superhero movie. But out of all films in the fantasy genre, we decided to pick the 2018 Tomb Raider. We're going to discuss what its key convention and pattern are and how it is reflected in the movie. Take it away, Matt.
Within the fantasy genre, there are two notable genre conventions. First is world building, and with this, fantasy stories often take place within a richly imagined and detailed world that's different from our own. These worlds can include magic, mythical creatures, different races or species, and even unique civilizations and kingdoms. The level of world building can vary, but the focus on creating a setting that captures the imagination offers an escape from reality. The second one is the hero's journey, which many fantasy stories follow the classical hero's journey archetype. The protagonist, often an ordinary person, is thrust into extraordinary circumstances and embarks on a quest or adventure that overcomes challenges and defeats powerful antagonists. Along the way, they encounter mentors, allies, and adversaries that allow them to undergo personal growth and transformation. The pattern of the hero's journey provides a structure for the narrative and allows people to follow the protagonist's developments and triumphs.
For example, in the 2018 film Tomb Raider, our main character, Lara Croft, is a stubborn daughter of a wealthy adventurer who strangely disappeared, leaving her in control of his billion-dollar company. She decides to abandon that, risking her life to travel to her father's last known location, a mythical tomb on an island off the coast of Japan. In this clip, Laura battles an army of machine gun soldiers with only a bow and arrow. We follow her as she attempts to free prisoners from an enslavement camp who are forced to mine for the story's MacGuffin. This demonstrates how dramatic and action-packed fantasies as a genre can be, how high the stakes can get. Also the unrealistic element, an army of guys versus one girl with a bow and arrow. Come on, get real.
In most fantasy films, there is a certain set of mythical creatures. Most are taken from mythology, while others are reworked from cultures from action events. Action fantasy takes place in a fictional world close to real heroes who can face supernatural beings. Most mythical creatures are taken from mythology, while others are recycled from mythology and later used by others like gnomes, mermaid, dragons, and etc. Fantasy is closely associated with alternative history. The action usually takes place in the past, against the background of famous historical places, events, or areas, but with the additions of fantasy elements such as mythic or mythological creatures.
It seems like the most recognizable aspect of a fantasy film is the hero's journey, although a bit overused, but it makes for a good movie. But we think what makes fantasy film is so captivating is the world building. If world building tool is utilized effectively, it can be the most powerful tool that any filmmaker can have. World building allows us to use our 12-watt meat computer that we call a brain to pump our creativity to create a window. Although small but a very vibrant window into what our world could look like. A touch of magic, a touch of technology, and if humans were real and we could somehow kill them by yelling cool ass move. So join us, let us forget about reality and eat the blue pill together and enjoy what the world could have been through a computer screen. Thank you for watching. Damn, that sounds fucking depressing.